In the B ranking competition earlier today, which was Sergei Flerko of Russia. Now representing Iran, this is Hossein REZAZADEH, the 99 Asian, and got a bronze medal in last year's Asian Games in Bangkok. So clearly useful, relatively inexperienced, only 21 years of age.
Useful, I'd say, starting with 200 kilos. This is just 5.5 kilos below the world standard. Ronnie Weller, of course, still to open. Strength's not the problem there.
Well, I was going to say, one other fact I was holding back for, he is also the junior world record holder in the clean and jerk. So it may well be that his greatest strength is going to be in the second department of this kilos. Remember, we are now just 5.5 kilos away from the world record.
I don't think I've ever seen so many men attempt 200 kilos.
Now the junior world record holder for the clean and jerk, and this is 200 kilos, so just this would be a new junior world record. Just looking at his age, he's 21. So I don't think that would qualify him. It depends exactly when his birthday was, but 200 kilos, and he's done it. And he's 146.95 kilos, which means he's lighter than Chemurkin, but heavier than Vardanyan, who is in second place. So he moves up to bronze medal, and Chemurkin's down to fourth.
And we now have 4 men on 200 kilos.
Unbelievable.
Competition. So, you know, it's a silver medal on the overall, but the consolation, of course, again, is the world record.
And Iran, who've already got a world champion here in the 85 kilo class earlier this week, Shaheen Nazarinia.
So whatever happens here, David, the man from Qatar, Jabba, has definitely won the gold medal.
But this is for a medal, because REZAZADEH at the moment is in fourth place. So he's got to make this. If he doesn't make it, basically he gets nothing.
Yes, this for the silver and a new world record.
20 seconds. Oh, he's done it! He has done it! That's a medal for Iran. And the Middle East are dominating the first part of this super heavyweight competition. They're the Iranians. And that's Jabba of Qatar takes the gold from REZAZADEH of Iran, and Skerbatist of Latvia, who didn't actually look that convincing when he took his first snatch, has ended up with the bronze medal by virtue of his lighter body weight, ahead of Vardanyan and Chemurkin, who's down into 5th place. So 5 kilos separate the top 5 at the end of the first half of the competition. What a competition we have now on here. And it means that Chemurkin's going to have to work really hard in the second part, the clean and jerk. Well, surprise for me, surprise for you?
Well, yes and no. As I say, I've been watching that guy in training. He's looked good all week.
First attempt. So this would be 4:47.5 on the lead.
Looks very, very competent on the clean and jerk. Never seen this man clean and jerk before.
But he holds the junior world record. The junior world record, incidentally, the one he set last year, was 228 kilos, and he has just picked up 242.5. Now, that just quite straightforwardly gives you a measure of his improvement. Absolutely no problem cleaning it, and that was a straightforward.
So, junior world record holder, you said on 220, is now going for 252.5. So this really is an improving man, and certainly a major danger in the Olympic Games in the next 10 months.
If this was a horse race and you saw someone improving by this much, they'd have him in the steward's room to ask why. But it's true, at this age you can improve rapidly. It's now beginning to tell.
Well, he needed that to go into the lead.
He's got one more go. Chemurkin's got two lifts left.
So Jabba still holding on to his lead.
Vardanian's lurking. Meanwhile, he managed to grab the European honours, unable to live in this sort of company today.
So the Iranian coming back for that 252.5. This is his last attempt, and he needs this to go into the lead over Jabba. So crucial lift.
This would take him to 457.5, and there's still Chemurkin with two lifts.
And of course Ronnie Weller still with one lift remaining.
And Vardanian. Does he? Oh.
So Jabba still holding on to that lead.
He still produced a really good performance. Worth emphasising how young he is and how much progress he's made. I mean, you're looking there at a man who's got a total of 447.5, and he came into this competition with a PB of 430.
Yes, and that lift there would have given him 457, and he wasn't that far.
The Olympic champion, Hossein REZAZADEH. Well, the Iranians haven't had the greatest championships. Maybe they're going to go out on a high note. The Asian Games champion, but he only had to snatch 200 kilos there on his way to the title. And that's what he's got now. And REZAZADEH, who weighed in at 157 kilos 30, has now gone into second place behind Damianov of Bulgaria. The Bulgarian, of course, the lighter of the two.
Yes, what was actually great about these two snatches on 200 kilos was that they looked like fairly comfortable starting weights. I mean, neither of them were really struggling, were they?
Well, are you suggesting that 212.5, the snatch world record of REZAZADEH, is open to attack? When you consider that these men can...
So this would put REZAZADEH into the silver medal position.
So, the man from Tehran, Olympic champion, Asian Games champion, under pressure. You asked me the question, I've given you the answer. But both he and the Bulgarian have one more question in this snatch division to answer. They're both on 205 kilos. There's a massive weight difference between the two men. But the Olympic champion at the moment is getting the better of the man who only finished fourth this year in the European Championships. And he was 30 kilos behind Weller.
Now the Bulgarian's leading at the moment because he's lighter, but they've both got one lift left. So really, this next lift is going to be fighting it out for the for the gold. So I think there's going to be a little bit of cat and mouse now.
Yeah, the Bulgarian actually totaled up 425, which was 25 kilos behind Ronnie Weller. So he has clearly improved massively.
He's already 15 kilos over his snatch at the Europeans, and he's still got one lift to go.
So who does what, who goes where? REZAZADEH will be very keen to try and hold on to this title. Remember, he was the Olympic champion, but we didn't really see him in action last year. The title went to Jabber of Qatar, ahead of Metriakov, the younger Russian. They were Shemerkin in bronze.
Well, I can tell you, David, the 2.5s are going on, so that means that the bar is going to 210. Who's going to come out first? We don't know, and we just have a look at the scoreboard there. Well, it looks like the Bulgarian isn't taking his third attempt.
Yeah, would be very strange. 210 for REZAZADEH. Why would that be?
Well, he walked off holding his arm, so I'm just wondering if he's perhaps got a slight twinge in the elbow, or maybe he thinks he's done enough, because REZAZADEH has to do this 210 if he's going to get the gold medal, because at the moment he's in silver medal position, because
well, he could have taken 200. He could have taken 207.5 and done the job if that was the case.
Well, he obviously thinks that he's capable of this weight.
Well, REZAZADEH snatched 212.5. That's the world record, so he's inside that. But is he in that sort of condition?
I mean, having said that, I am surprised he didn't go 207.5, because he's easily, on paper, the strongest man in the clean and jerk in the field. So why would you want to sort of go an extra 2.5? You know, you'd have thought you'd taken the minimum for the gold medal.
I think this is going to be a tough lift, David. I mean, he was good the second time, but I'm not sure that he's got 210 at this particular moment. I hope he has, but I'm not sure. Well, I'm glad I was wrong. The Olympic champion proves why he won the title in 2000. 427.5 kilos was his total in Sydney, and now he's got 210, and he's got a very important 5 kilo advantage over his closest pursuer, and that is Damian Damianov. And we are assuming, David, that he's definitely not going to come out. That's what the board was telling us. So in a way, he's got better and better. One very strong man.
But of course, you can't take it away from the Bulgarian. Young and improving. So, back in form.
Yes, the other Iranians have been shadows, David, of their former selves. This man looks to be the one who's in some sort of shape to do himself justice. For the future. I mean, I think you're absolutely right, because here comes REZAZADEH, and so Metriakov, who actually withdrew from the European Championships, if you remember, and didn't get a total, and Nidek. This means, by your calculations, David, he's got the bronze.
It looks like he's got the bronze on body weight.
On the clean and jerk.
On the clean and jerk, just by
being lighter than Udashem.
Lighter weight, 0.8 of a kilo lighter, so
doesn't matter if it's 0.1 of a kilo.
So at least the Poles will get something on the last day.
Yeah, that'll be a welcome surprise, I think, and a fair consolation to Nidek that he's got a medal on his own home platform. But now the Olympic champion, Hossein REZAZADEH.
Yes, I think the Bulgarian has called it a day, knowing that he can't really beat this man. Well, the great thing about this lift, David, is that he's obviously world champion. Nobody can do anything about it. So 2 lifts left. Now, world standard, 262.5.
World total, 472.5, his own.
So he's now kind of, if you like, the pressure of winning the championship is off.
Oh, let's go for something.
He's got all 3 gold medals. Why not?
Be a nice way to end the week, end the championships.
Great way to end on a world record.
We started on one, we started on several, if you remember, in the Women's World Championships, which got us underway in the 48 kilo class with Wang setting all those new marks, snatch, clean and jerk and total. So the lightest to the heaviest, but can he do it with 2 lifts?
In fact, is the world standard 260 or is it
262.5? He's got to go 10 kilos.
So he's got to go to 263.
Yes.
Because obviously you can't equal the world standard, you have to actually beat it to be able to put you.
But also if he does that, he puts an extra kilo on the total as well, so he deals with that at the same time. And he did look immensely comfortable.
Yes, but of course it doesn't count on the total, unfortunately. And this is another thing that we've spoke about on 1 or 2 occasions.
The fact of it should be what you get is what you get.
Well, they're misloading that. That was going to be 258. They need to put a 2.5 on the bar as well, which they're now doing. Black, no, they've still misloaded. They need to add a 1.25. Well, that's by my calculations, Dave, that's the wrong way. Right, a 1.25, which makes it 162.5. Then the record disc, and then the collar. So, absolutely right, 263 kilos.
But he's not going to do it in two parts, which is absolutely right. The Bulgarian, no further part in the competition. He's realised his limitations. And so now this for the icing on the cake. This is Iran's first title of the championships. The Olympic champion is the world champion. Now, can he improve the world record mark?
I'm quite convinced that he can clean it. It's just that second phase that worries me. But yes, you're quite right. It'd be a great way to end what's been a pretty good championship.
Yes, and the Iranian fans are in the hall. You've seen them, and now they're getting behind their man. And this is very good, David, because the Iranians have had a pretty miserable time up till now. This is the first man who's really looked world-class, in world-class condition. And the Asian Games, he had a really, really soft ride there. And maybe that was just the perfect build-up. He only had to total 440 there, 200, 240, 440 to win the Asian Games title. And he was a street ahead of everybody else. But this is a superb way, if he can do it. And if he can do it, I think he'll just take this one. He won't bother with the third one.
Well, you never know. Maybe he'll want the total as well. I think it just depends on what happens here.
Well, we're praying with him as well. Immensely strong man, arguably the strongest man in the world.
Oh, look at how easy that was.
Clean and jerk, world standard has been established. 263 kilos. He surpasses that 1997 mark of Andrei Chemerkin, which is unofficial. But now Hossein REZAZADEH of Iran is the world clean and jerk champion. the perfect finish, the icing on the cake. And isn't that just great, David?
Fantastic. Well, I read some articles. His coach had said that he felt that this would be the first man to break the 600-pound mark, which is 272.5 kilos, and the way he cleaned that weight. Do you doubt it?
No, and he's not going to take. I mean, he's got another lift if he wants it, but I can't see it. I mean, very difficult actually, because there's so much emotion there, there's so much adrenaline. Look at this. The clean was wonderful.
Yes, it looked almost like an empty bar. To work a bit harder on the jerk, but not that much harder. So, is that it? Or are we going for the total world record? This is the question.
I mean, he could come out and he probably would get it, but I don't know, emotionally at the moment, everybody's on a high, David. There's a huge buzz around the hall. The man has, you know, he's won it in style. He's world class. He's ahead of everybody else. He's demolished the rest of the field. The mean machine from Bulgaria, Dangerous Damian. No match for Hossein REZAZADEH. And I'll tell you what, a fit Ronnie Weller would have found this man a handful. There isn't anybody to touch him at the moment. And is he the strongest man in the world? Well, you wouldn't argue, would you? Great, great finale. Excellent. Well, we've had some really, really good lifting this week. But that's an excellent finish, one we hope for. It doesn't always happen, but it has today. You know, and that mark that he's just set there, David, I mean, that's been waiting since 1998. You know, records don't hang about generally that long.
Olympic Games doesn't get it all his own way.
Well, here is Hossein REZAZADEH, the owner of the current world snatch record at 213 kilos. And this is him to get a score on the board. First attempt, of course. Real personality. Big superstar in his own right. Plenty of Iranian support in the hall because, of course, Vancouver, one of the great cosmopolitan cities of the world. And was there ever a question? Absolutely not. But I was saying earlier on that, you know, we haven't really seen him pushed in the clean and jerk, and, you know, hopefully we might see just that today.
Yes, all his lifts in the past have looked comfortable. Nobody would be able to touch him.
Well, now to another of the big boys, 155.90 kilos the body weight, and as ever, Hossein REZAZADEH looking for a little extra help here to get this 207.5 kilo weight above his head. That's the lead, David. That is the lead. Ronnie Weller unable to participate in this super heavyweight. The German who won the Olympic title back in 1992 and was also an Olympic medalist in 1988. 1990.
For a world record, he needs to go for 212.5.
He's going for it.
Decided that he wants the world record. He must think that he's capable of it.
Well, I've got a feeling at his level, the extra half kilo isn't going to make much difference to what he's done. But no, that's exactly the point, David, isn't it? In the snatch phase, if your technique deserts you, no one's there to forgive you. Unlike the clean and jerk, where you've got a little bit more margin for error, but not in the snatch.
So, REZAZADEH down in third place, but of course, still the clean and jerk.
So now REZAZADEH out for his 250, of course.
Yes, and this is just a safe lift. We'll put him, of course, on 4:57.5 and put him into the lead. And then I think he'll just wait and see what happens with the other competitors to decide on where he goes from here. So a nice safe opener. And the man who we expected to be in the lead, who wasn't in the lead after the snatch, now is in the lead after the opening clean and jerk.
Yeah, more importantly, David, he's back in control now because he's got the lead, he's got the 2 other lifts to come, so now he can actually sit back, and he also doesn't have to, he doesn't have misfortune, and on behalf of the young Bulgarian, very good lifting, he's found himself in the overall bronze medal position, so what a fantastic championship for the youngster. Now REZAZADEH, the master. Now we really want to see something good here. He's 25 years of age, he's absolutely at his prime.
So, second of his attempts at the world record, very strong on the clean.
The Olympic champion, the world champion, the Asian champion, the world record holder. Can he finish this off? Oh no, well he can't. Well, I don't know whether it's the last lift of the championship, but I suspect, David, with that bow, that it may well be the last lift of the 2003 World Weightlifting Championships in Vancouver.
Well, he's world champion, he might as well save it until the Olympic Games.
And so it means a slightly disappointing finish to what was a very promising start. The retirement of Jabber, the bronze gold medalist at the halfway stage, and the enforced absence of Ronnie Weller just prior to the beginning of the competition, taking out 2
best lifter. But of course, as we mentioned with the women's super heavyweights, unfortunately super heavyweight is super heavyweight.
But look at this absolute pandemonium. Iranian fans here aplenty. Not too many chances to see the big man, but here he comes for 2:01. The world and Olympic, and for good measure, the Asian champion, sprightly onto the stage. 20 seconds.
Just needs to get a move on.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him come on with a little bit more. Good as he is, champion as he is, this will just be unnecessarily rushed. Counting down.
Just a look at the clock now. Tighten up.
So strong is this man that he can deal with that, but he shouldn't make a habit of it, even though he is.
No, the coaches need to really be on the ball. But I've got a sneaky suspicion that after getting that one on the board, he could be following himself. He could be just waiting now until all the others are finished.
He just is so impressive. 27 years of age, 164 kilos, 60.30. Shigishev 125.77. So that's just something to keep an eye on. Now REZAZADEH 2:05. So still Shigishev to come out, and he'll have 2 left. Skibatis has got 1. And assuming that Hossein picks this up, he'll have 1 to go after this. He's beginning to enjoy this.
Well, I think he thinks he's won it already, but I mean, no, he hasn't won the snatch yet.
No, he hasn't.
He is in first place, though.
No, but I think what I detected there, David, was a self-good feeling.
I'm on fire. I'm on fire. That's a phrase we've been using all week.
I think the thing that makes this man special for me, apart from his huge strength, is that tells you a lot about Shigashev's condition. Because when you see David Riga like that, you know that these guys think the game's on. They have prepared for this. 210 it is. Russia versus Iran.
Shigashev's played it well because he's made REZAZADEH come out and use his third attempt up, which means that he knows that all he's got to do to take the gold medal
is 211.
210. No,
210. Yeah, absolutely.
But what he takes, well, where I think if REZAZADEH misses this, Shigashev will go for 214 for the world record. I think if he gets it, Shigashev will come out and do the 210 or try it.
Lots of tactics because you got to think about the clean and jerk as well. Oh, he's not missed it. Asked and answered. Wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. Hossein, REZAZADEH, but
it's not over.
And we're only still in the first half. So now the situation is that he has a 1 kilo advantage over Yevgeny Shigashev. But now, the man who's got 3 out of 3, the man who's looking to defend his title, of course. World champion in Vancouver, world champion before that in Poland. Asian champion, double Olympic champion. He's very good actually, REZAZADEH, because he does contend, he does appear, he does defend, you know, he does lift. But knowing that he can't compete with REZAZADEH, knowing that he can't fight Shigashev, but he's done the best he can. And he's been quiet about it, not terribly demonstrative, but he's delivered Qatar a super heavyweight bronze medal.
That's weird, that is, that little thing. Have you seen that little thing? It's about the size of a credit card. And there's a guy that pulls it out of his pocket and then puts it under REZAZADEH's nose and then kind of pulls it up over his face and over his and over the back of his head. And he always does it, and it's not smelling salts because he just had the smelling salts while he was sitting on the chair. And I've noticed him doing that. I don't know if it's some kind of, I don't know, something religious or just one of his little sort of idiosyncrasies, but I've noticed it every time.
So this 251 would give REZAZADEH a running total of 261. And of course, Shigashev's got 457.
Well, it wasn't easy to work. Well, I'll tell you what, if Shigashev could come out and do that 251, REZAZADEH in the second phase there was not as convincing as we've seen him in the past.
So Shigashev, well, he's got to come out and do 251 to give himself 462, and that would mean that REZAZADEH would have to go 463 to take it off him. So that would push
453, yeah.
463.
No, 450. If he does 250.
Yeah, he's got to go. Well, 263, waste of time. Come on, 264.
Well, I thought the world record was 260.
Well, I don't
263.
Yeah, 263.
So we need to go for 264. Maybe it's a graphics thing again.
Yeah, I can't. There'd be no point in coming out for 263.
No, there is a point actually. The total record, because remember it was 272 and a half, and because of the new 1 kilo or so, this would actually be a new total record.
Oh, what you mean? So he goes for.
Well, the total record was 472 and a half because of the half. So this would be 473, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But come on. Yeah, put another kilo on, and you know.
Well, he's got another attempt after this.
Well, I know, but even so. Yeah, I mean, 263, 264. Now they're even trying to calm the crowd down now to let him focus and concentrate. Of course, there is a $10,000 bonus. That will not have gone amiss. The coaches will be well aware of that. He's a pretty wealthy young man, Hossein REZAZADEH, because of his exploits in this sport, but nonetheless, it's there to be taken. Well, he has got one more attempt at it. And it just goes to show you, David, what might have happened if Shigishev could have lifted that last lift. And that will not be lost on the Russian.
No, well, I could see that he wasn't looking comfortable in the second phase on the first with 251. So if he's going to do this, he's going to have to get it. He's going to have to find a little bit more and get it just right.
Even though you're the double Olympic and multi-world champion, you take nothing for granted. World champion in 2002 in Poland, 2003, and of course last year. Peace and quiet, please.
So 196. This for the lead. It's interesting. He's taken an uneven grip on the bar. Look at the two ends of the bar.
Well, as I say, David, it's not the first one, it's the second and then the third that will give us a clue to how good he is. But, you know, when you're up there, everybody's shooting at you, but he just wants to continue being the champion. They had the junior world champion this year as well, the Iranian, Saeed Ali Hossein, 181, 215, 396 total. So maybe they got someone in the wings as well. This is the office of the world champion, and you knock before you enter. They've waited all week for this. And they're obedient. When they're told to shut up, they do. Concentration required, 202. So this is a 6 kilo jump. And again, maybe 7 or 8 kilos below his best, but that may be good enough on this day.
Well, he's done 213. So
yeah.
It's what, 12, 11 kilos below.
But he's got to be careful what Udashin wants. But he's very strong. And you saw, David, when Udashin lifted last time, he had a little cheeky look. You know, this is no problem.
Well,
and this is all part of it.
Left. It's all part of it.
It's all part of it. You know, REZAZADEH saying, "Don't worry, I could do this with my left hand or my right hand. I've chosen to do it with both hands." And he's loving it, which is great, because you really want to see the enjoyment as well as the effort. And it is Team REZAZADEH. It isn't just the one guy. He's got one to go, and he's playing cat and mouse at the moment with Udashin of the Ukraine. Skibatis has got... So we know he's on 199. We know he's in the silver medal position. Now it's up to REZAZADEH. What does he want to do? He holds the snatch world record of 213. Is he in that sort of mood, I wonder?
No, I think he's going to take the 205.
You think he'd take the 205?
I think.
Yeah. Another day for records, another platform, another place. Maybe next year in Chiang Mai.
No, 206.
206, well, okay.
But this will give him a nice little lead.
Well, it would. He'd be 7 kilos up on Udashin and 8 kilos clear of Skibatis. So for 3 out of 3, the Olympic and world champion.
No.
Oh. Well, I'm sad to see him fail, but on the other hand, David, what that's done is kept this game on, because now he is only 3 kilos ahead of Udashin and he's only 4 kilos ahead of Skibatis. So those two guys in the back room will have just breathed a little easier that he hasn't gone away from them. And this, I have to say, is a bit of genuine adoration. They really, I mean, this isn't just sort of cheerleading. They really, really do respect this guy. 242 for 44.
All the fours.
Well, I'm glad he's come in there, David, because what that's done is it's given Udashin, who's got 2 lifts left, and Skibatis now a sort of signpost. You know,
he had to work for that, though.
Well, if he adds another 6 kilos and only another 6, you will win the final wager. If he adds 7 from this point onwards, then it will be my success, because there are no competition. So here comes REZAZADEH to inflict some pain.
246.
246. So this will take him to 448. Surely he's going to do this. This could be the winning lift, because there's every possibility, David, now that he's now thrown the gauntlet down to everybody else. Take the clean and jerk gold medal away from me if you can. I've still got a lift left, and if I have to use it, I will.
So the man from China, really, the actual weight, he should go to 247 now.
Yeah, to push him to 240. Yeah, to push him to 248. Because you want to end up on 450 exactly, don't you? I can see the plan. This has nothing to do with REZAZADEH's plan. It's your desire to win the final wager. Well, I can't agree. I think he should go to 248.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? When he only needs 247.
Yeah, I think 249 actually on reflection.
It would actually give him a.
That would give him 451, and I'd be delighted. So I'm really hoping that.
See, you're the one actually who's trying to win the money. I'm telling them the sensible weights to take.
But you see, I think what in his mind is that he may well have done enough, and that the other guys coming out, that's Atia and Dong, may not be able to improve, and therefore.